Okay, I'm over at my father-in-law's where my Cyclone Rake is stored. This is the original caster locks that I made. And I don't know if you can even see it. Bring you in a little closer. It's going to be wiggly. This leg is a little short. It barely catches the edge of this yoke. And sometimes it'll try to climb up on here, and I don't want to scratch it all up. And this leg is really close to the top of the tire. Now these you could put on either way, didn't matter. But the new ones, I redesigned them. Let me get this camera set in here. And I painted them yellow. Black kind of blended in with everything else. And I didn't want somebody to forget to take these off. So we made them bright yellow. And you'll also notice, we put these on top of each other. This leg is shorter. This leg is longer. And I have more clearance to go over the top of the yoke. These are directional. You have to put them on the correct way. The short leg goes over top the tire. If you try to put them on the other way, it's going to hit the tire and it won't really go on good. So they are directional, just remember that. But now this leg is long enough where it actually goes below where it's going to be hitting on this yoke. I didn't want it climbing up on top of here, gouging off the powder coat, so your yoke starts to rust. Now to put these on, you have to take your original bolts off. If you have one bolt and a pin that it comes with it, you can slide in here, and there's a butterfly catch or pin that goes through it. I recommend just taking them off and leaving them off. Unless you're going to fold this up and hang it on the wall, use 2 solid bolts so they don't come loose. Now, when you have the tire pointing, this is pointing backwards, you can take this bolt out without jacking the machine up. Just don't take this bolt out when the tire is pointing that way, or it's going to collapse and fall down. So we're going to take this off and change the bolts. You can use the original nuts. I don't know if I can tip this down a little bit, I guess. You can tell if you have it the right way, this bolt is loose. There's no pressure on it, so you can pull it right out. Now the kit will come with longer bolts and washers. We'll put a washer on the back side. Slide that bolt through there. I'm going to put a washer on the front side. We're going to put our original bolt back on, or original nut. We're changing the original bolts. They have to be longer. Now you want to spin the tire around, or the tire assembly. Now you can take this bolt out without anything falling down on you. It's totally loose. longer bolt and a washer goes through from the back side. They have to go through from the back side, otherwise your bracket is going to end up back here. It's going to be really hard to change it. Another washer, original nut. These are 9/16 wrench and socket. Your plate goes on. Two more washers. And the wing nuts. That's all there is to it. Now the caster can't swivel, and you can roll it around anywhere you want it. Okay, as you can see, I've already got my swivel lock on this side. Now, if you've got one of these and you've ever tried to store it assembled like I do and roll it around, you know it's next to impossible to get this thing where you want it. The front dolly is also a swivel caster. Now, if you've got one of these, you are definitely, or if you're going to order one, you are definitely going to want to get this jack. It makes it so much simpler. This is a add-on, I guess, that I put on mine because the way I use it, I'm constantly on the machine. I have to get off, shut this thing off, get back on, drive about 700 feet back to where I dumped the leaves, get it hooked up for blowing, start it back up. This is just much simpler for the way I use it. It's a fully functional ignition switch. The one that comes on the engine only starts it. It does not shut it off. So I added this, works great for me. Now to move this thing around, I can put it wherever I want it because now it moves like a regular trailer. All 3 points that it's sitting on are not swiveling anymore. And without them locks on there, it's going to go wherever it wants to. So let's go back to my house, to the shop, and I'll go over a couple more points on this. Okay, I'm back over in my shop where it's a whole lot warmer than it is over there. We're supposed to get snow tomorrow. A little bit, I hope. But these kits, this is what it's going to be shipped in. I've got a dozen of these ready to go if you are interested. Now, what do you get in that kit? Well, this is the old design. It's black. If you watch the video, it kind of explains all this. I didn't like the way it fit on the yoke that holds the tires. Now, this fits on the XLs that have the dual wheel assembly. I don't know if it's going to fit on this single ones or not. I don't have one to test it. But as the video said, I don't like the way these were made. So I changed the design, as you can tell. The leg is longer on this side, it's shorter on this side, and I have more clearance. You can see the black here, maybe a little bit, over the yoke. This is a much better design. The reason they're yellow is so they show up better and you won't hopefully forget to take these off before you try to use your machine. Now the kit will include 2 of these. You'll get 4 new bolts. You'll have to change the bolts because the other ones are too short. You'll get 12 washers and 4 wing nuts. That's what will come in this box. Now this is made to be shipped anywhere in the United States for one flat rate. That way I can price these and the shipping rate is the same for the entire country. If you live in Canada, I have shipped stuff to Canada before, parts. The shipping obviously is going to be a little more expensive. When it shows up at your Canadian border, I don't know how stuff is distributed through Canada. I don't know. I do know that I believe you'll have a tax to pay on it. You'll have a customs fee. And what else is there? I was going to write it down so I didn't forget. I guess I forgot to write it down. But there's a couple different fees, sorry, that you're going to have to take care of. Maybe. Sometimes there's not. I don't know how it works up there. And I'll ship around the world. I shipped some stuff to the UK to one of my viewers. There's a couple of thrust washers he needed that goes in your hexagon tube on your snapper. And he couldn't find him over there, and so I shipped him to him. That's what I'm here for, is to try to help my viewers. Now, if you're interested in one of these kits, send me your name, address, and zip code to my email, which is jimsfixitshop@gmail.com, and we can go through all the information I'll need to send one of these. Payment is, I go through PayPal, and I'll give you that information when you email me. But this is something that works extremely well if you don't take yours apart to hang it on the wall like it is designed to do. Personally, mine's a little heavy. My motor assembly and blower housing that comes off of the tongue and has casters so you can wheel around. This thing is 100 pounds or better, and I don't really like lifting that much weight. So as long as I can store it together, I'll be using these myself. And right now there's a set on my machine over there. So that's about all the information outside of the video you're gonna need. If you're interested, send me an email. Do not put any information in the description under this video because everybody will be able to read it. My emails are private and only I can read them. So you're a little safer emailing me. Now, as it says in the video, these are directional. They have to go on a certain orientation depending on how your caster is turned. So until next time, work safe, have fun, and I'll talk to you soon. So long.